coast to Missouri's land. We built this life with our own two hands. Cattle, goats, and donkeys too. Horses and llamas, we're a farm that grew. Chickens clucking, dogs running free. This is the place we're meant to be. Let the singing begin, we're the owners now. Through the ups and downs, we make it somehow. The good, the bad, the pretty, the pain. These are the golden days we claim. On the family farm, it's where we win. Let the stinging begin. Sunrise hits, chores on the list. Bowling lanes at night, wood crafts we twist. Jerry's on the forge, Susan's quilting art. Robert's gaming strong, each plays their part. With every day new stories unfold. Living life, it never gets old. Let the singing begin, we're the owners now. Through the ups and downs, we make it somehow. The good, the bad, the pretty, the pain. These are the golden days we claim. On the family farm, it's where we win. Let the singing begin. 18 years and counting, still going strong. Meetups with friends, our journey's long. From San Diego shores to Missouri's hills, we found our home, it gives us thrills. Let the singing begin, we're the owners now. Through the ups and downs, we make it somehow. The good, the bad, the pretty, the pain. These are the golden days we claim. Butler Family Farm, it's where we win. Let the singing begin, we're the owners now. Through the ups and downs, we make it somehow. The good, the bad, the pretty, the pain. These are the golden days we claim. Butler Family Farm, it's where we win. Let the singing begin.
Hey, little camera adjustment now. We had a tumble here. Oh, hold on. Oh my God, I can't reach it. Right, there we go.
We have a happy Monday to everybody. Hope it. Oh, look at my hair. Hope it's going well. We have a
special guest, Kitty. Anyways, let's say hello to everybody real quick before we get too far behind. Jan came in, put the wrong password in, so she had to go and do it again.
Say that.
And then she's a week behind. And then Karen came in, and Jan gave us a super chat, and then Des was in here, and you're stepping on my fingers. Stop. And dang it. This is gonna be a challenging night. And then piece of this, and then Carol came in. Rambling Peach, welcome in, Carol.
Hey, Carol, how are you today?
And the Moose, I said the Moose, didn't I? No. I didn't. The Moose came in, put a $2 super chat. Thank you, the Moose. And Arlene's in here, and Troy Sutton's in here.
Hey, Troy, how are you tonight?
We said Jigowitz is in here. Jigowitz. That's close. I'm sure close. And then Gail Southern Living came in. Gail, Devil Dog, hoorah! Devil Dog came in, and let's see. Oh, maybe that's something. And then Teresa gave us a $1.99 super chat, and I think I already said that. The Moose did one also, and so did Des. I say that?
Jan.
And Jan. Okay, then we're up on Peach. Okay, the official.
I'm looking at the chat on my phone.
You know what that is?
Keep him on track.
The official.
The doll maker real.
That's a good one. That's a tough one.
Official gamer. Let's see, the second one is official gamer.
And Master Real.
Okay.
And then
thanks for the challenge.
Ann came in, and Christine came in from Sweet Acres, and Rob's in here from Curmudgeon Inn. and Virginia Alexander, John with hunting and stuff with J&J, and Kevin, the boss, came in.
Hoorah to Eddie.
Yeah, I said Eddie.
You did?
Yes, I did
This
say
is
hurrah.
Jerry and Susan.
Oh,
So Susan can say
So
hi to
he's-
people too.
oh, okay, well,
everybody gets 2 highs.
yeah. Oh, we get 2 eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
You get high twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you
You're
get
being a
Sweet
pain.
Acres Koi Farm?
Yes, I did at 15.
Okay. And Robert Curmudgeon in
Yes,
Alaska.
I did. Ouch.
And hey Dee, how are you? Homeward in the homestead.
Homestead in the wood with Dee. Hey, Dee, how are you?
Yeah.
All right. I talked to Dee earlier today. Asked her if she was coming to Texas. She wasn't sure yet. And
Yeah,
then
hunting
Brooke
and-
Trout came in. And then Heather from Milk and Honey Heritage came in.
Hunting and stuff with J&J.
I said that, John. I said, John.
Okay, so I'm a bit behind.
Yes, you're a bit behind because I'm almost caught up here.
Oh, that's good.
And that was a
That's
challenge. And see, if I miss anybody, I apologize. Hey, my sister's in here.
Which one?
Mitch, Terry.
Oh, hi, Terry.
Terry's here. Hey,
Hello, I'm
Terry, that's my
here.
sister, everyone.
She's
And then,
got the time. There, Teresa says
There's my sister.
Jukowitz.
She's in Washington. And then there's Garden State Sewer. That is Robin.
Teresa says it's Jukowitz.
Jukowitz. Okay, I was close.
She has
And then
been-
Evelyn Newman came in.
Yeah.
Newman came in. And I'm trying to get through this so we can go ahead and get our special guest up. Not this special guest.
This one's just a drop in. This
This-
is a
She's a jump in.
live crasher.
She's a jump
She's
in.
a live crasher.
Yeah, she's a jump in. Okay, there we go.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
All right.
I
So
said hi to Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Did you?
I did not say hi to her. I did not see her.
She's doing the thumbs up pitch.
Okay,
So
good.
thank
great.
you so much, Jennifer. Really appreciate that.
Okay, so are you ready to do the hey, you guys, you don't remember the word, it's what happened on Sunday morning. Get your word in, no space.
No
It's
space.
actually 2 words, no space.
There's no space.
Get your word in there so we could have the giveaway because we've got our picture of it on Amazon already. I'll bring it up in a little bit. Let's bring our guest up. Are you ready, guest? There we go.
Hey, Heather. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Okay, Heather, your mic muted.
It's
There you
not
go.
working. It's broken. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I
you-
muted it so you wouldn't hear all the stuff on my end.
Oh, okay. We're going to have to do sign language, which I know nothing about. So how are you tonight?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing fine. Your weather's good? Are you waiting
Yeah,
for a
it's
storm?
good. It's a little chilly, but it didn't rain today, so that's good.
Well, we got up to
77.
76.
77 at one
Well,
point.
I take the temperature for my temperature dishcloths that I'm making. This is February. And I write it down whatever the temperature is at between 3 and 4. And then that's the color yarn I use to knit 2 rows on my
That's a
dishcloth.
good way because it can be hard to pick a color, right?
Yeah.
So we're in the upper 30s for our lows in the evenings, and then upper 40s for daytime.
Yeah.
Temp.
Yeah.
See, no space between the words. That's
So
what I missed
yeah.
that.
So a lot of people are starting to cut the grass and stuff like that. So
Really?
So Heather's here because she's a beekeeper. And
Right.
there's and how long have you been doing that?
gosh, let's see, 5, 6, like 7 years.
Wow. And what got you into it?
I just wanted to.
Did you jump in with both feet, or do you have the support of a local club, or do you?
I actually jumped in with both feet. We were going and collecting hay from 100-acre farm that was all organically raised. And the couple that owned the farm were a lot older. And I was telling them, yeah, one of these days I want to get into bees. So they're like, well, we've got all kinds of boxes and stuff. So they gave me a whole bunch of boxes and frames and things like that to get set up. Some of them were, may have had a few years left in type stuff, So slowly over the years, we'll add a few newer ones and stuff like that. But yeah. And then I joined a local beekeeping club that had just started in my area. And so they made me the secretary
Oh wow.
for like 4 years in a row. But yeah, so I did that and I helped with classes, and we got to go to some different farms and stuff where there were like beekeepers, like professional beekeepers that like had
Oh,
like tons of hives everywhere
right.
and stuff like that. So I mean, I still have so much to learn. I feel like
Always.
But that's good though, because it keeps your interest. If you know everything about one thing and you just keep doing it, that's when you start losing interest and it goes away and all that. So yeah, as long
yeah,
as you
yeah.
keep learning, that's great.
So Matt, I question how many hives you have total?
So I think I have 4 that survived the winter. And
How
I
many
was
did you start before with?
6.
So you lost 2 hives.
I think so. But
So you
it could
so
go ahead.
you've already gone out to check, what the situation is.
No, I haven't opened them up. I just go and kind of see who's, coming in and out and collecting, pollen and stuff like that. So they've been like busy at work
Yeah.
already.
My bees were collecting pollen today. I saw them coming in and out of pollen.
Yeah.
I only
yeah.
have the one hive, and I got them through. Well, I think I got them through the winter because
They were busy
they're
yesterday.
they're busy yesterday and today. So
Yeah.
I opened it up on Saturday. I think it was Friday, Saturday.
Yes.
And I opened it up, and they were still in there. They didn't need any syrup. I was going to feed them, but they had lots of syrup in there, so I just closed up, and left them because the wind was blowing real bad.
Yeah, that's why I've been kind of not trying to do that. Yeah, I was doing a live, and it's really funny because I was like, well, this time of year they're not aggressive and they don't even really care that you're around. You don't really need to worry until fall. And then all of a sudden, well, I had the camera on the bees, not on me. All of a sudden, whap, right in the forehead.
Ah,
Oh wow!
sorry.
And I'm like, like that or something. And I'm like, it's okay, you guys, it's fine. And so I like.
Did you get stung or just ran into you?
Yeah, I got stung like right up here.
Okay.
And the crazy thing about it was, well, I continued and showed like my lavender and stuff like that to let everybody know, that I'm fine. It's not a big deal. But the crazy thing is that my eyes ended up swelling up the next day, like bad, like my eyelids and my under eyes, super bad.
Wow.
So I ended up just doing ice packs and stuff for days, and I would be able to get it down, but it was scary looking.
We have EpiPens in the
Cupboard.
no, I know, but in the house and out in the not just in the house.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got like 3 or 4 EpiPens because Jerry, at one time in his life when he was a kid, was allergic, had a really bad reaction, and so he's never been around him. And when he wanted to do this, he talked to his doctor. She says, no, there's no testing or anything. Just be sure you have EpiPens around. So he's got the suit and everything, and he was a little nervous at first, even with the protective stuff on it, but he's gotten over that.
I haven't been stung yet either. So everybody says you're not a beekeeper. You're not a beekeeper until you get stung.
Stung like 6 times, but when I'm getting into the boxes, I'll wear like Carhartts or some kind of pants like that under my bee suit.
Yeah,
they can still sting through the bee suit.
Well, do you have a full suit or just I just have a jacket?
I do. I wear the full suit because I've been stung between the thighs. So, yeah. So, and that's kind of hard because you're walking and getting irritated.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do a full bee suit, and I make sure that my zippers on the legs are down, like all the zippers are zipped, and then I wear a baseball cap underneath my veil, because sometimes the wind blows or you're moving or whatever, and the netting will kind of get close to your face. And I got stung on my chin once. So I wear the baseball cap to kind of keep the netting out.
Away from your,
Yeah, that's why I wear my hip like cap too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so in the 7 years you've been doing it, have you been able to like harvest the honey?
Mm-hmm. Oh
And
yeah.
so you had good years or bad years or
Yeah, both. Like, I would say our second year we got two like big 5-gallon buckets off of like five
Wow.
hives. Yeah. So it just depends,
right.
like what the year is, how big the hives are, stuff like that. Like this year I didn't really get a whole lot because the year before we had a late snow in March, and the
Ah,
bees were going and happy, and I was like, oh, they're doing great. Then we got the snow, and then I lost a couple of the hives because of it's mostly because of moisture.
yeah.
Well,
Or
when you lose a hive, and do you go out and buy new bees, or do you go find a swarm?
the very first year we bought them from somebody who raised them, but since then, no. I actually collect swarms.
I'm hoping to do that this year.
They kind of come to me.
Oh, really?
So I can be like go outside and be like, oh, there's a swarm. They go in my orchard, and I have a goomy berry bush that they seem to really like, because, well, I think what they do is they leave pheromones, and then the other ones are like, I smell the honey of the other bees, I smell the pheromones, and so there's a lot of times where I can't get them because I don't have enough, boxes or whatever. I have people always calling me, hey, we've got like this swarm of bees, and
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
had more boxes, I'd definitely get them.
So you started out with one set of one box. I mean one
Two. I started
two.
out with 2. Mhm.
Okay. And then with
Yeah.
all the swarms around.
Every I should start off with 2, and I start off with 1.
Well,
But
Yeah, because just, um, mites are a big issue, you know. They came over from overseas. It used to be that mites were not in America for the bees.
ah,
And so, that's something you have to treat them with. They have some more kind of organic type treatments that you can do, and that will take your hive out as well.
yeah, I have a mentor that comes over, and he puts 2 hives. Well, last year he put 2 hives here. This year he's probably gonna put at least 2 hives here. And he walks me through the bees, and he says, okay, we gotta do this and this, and we treat all the bees for the mites, and we look for hive beetles, and I use Swifter pads to catch the hive beetles, which works really good.
Yeah.
So
So
hey, Nora,
the Oregon Extension or the Oregon State University College has some different programs and stuff like that you can get information from for free. High Stock Explorer books. It's kind of, just kind of recognizing, what are the drones look like? What are the females look like? What
right.
what does it look like on a frame for when they have brood in them or versus capped honey? That's kind of like a hard thing, but there's some good videos out there on YouTube that will do. Some of them are not as good, but you just, like anything, you just
right?
look through and find what.
I see a lot of stuff on Facebook too, and I look at some of the stuff and think, why do people have mentors? If people are showing a drone, and they say, "Is this my queen?" I'm thinking, dude, you need a mentor. If you can't tell the difference between a drone and a queen, you probably shouldn't be doing bees yet.
Yeah, and it's really hard to spot the queen in a cluster of bees.
Right.
But once you see her, it's her.
You know it's her.
She's longer.
There's
Yeah,
your
I have.
J3GS.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Jigs.
Jigs. He's
I don't
here.
know
Yes.
if I
That's,
have any.
welcome in, Jigs.
Imperial
Oh, totally.
And
ROE
hey,
homestead.
Maria, welcome in. Sorry if I missed you guys, but welcome in.
Blessed to crochet.
We're talking to Heather from Milk and Honey Heritage up in Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon has a great extension program, and the university there. I watch
Yeah.
another channel that does a lot of canning, and she's always talking about the extension, and she's really involved with their master canning programs and stuff. And I'm just duly impressed. Sorry, it's Democrat, but you
Well,
know,
yeah, but yeah, they do have a lot of great programs to get involved in. That's
Wanda
where
Henry.
the bee
Yeah.
club would do bee classes and stuff like that through them because they had
Yeah.
the space, you know, to
to
go.
do it.
Yeah, so
And
yeah,
there's
they
Mary.
have
who does
cooking and
that.
canning, and take advantage of it if you can. You know, sometimes they're pretty low cost.
Right. That's awesome. I like that.
Hey, Pete, from Scratching Pete and Mary from Blessed to Crochet. Thanks for coming in.
We have I'm impressed with the it would be a local college to other places, but the college that we have in this area, Fort Crowder, Crowder College, actually, it's amazing itself. It competes in knowledgeable
Four-year colleges
with 4-year colleges and beats the pants off of them all the time. And then they have a huge ag program there that they go out and do contests on dairy milk. You know, and that's just really good. I mean, it's more than just the book learning. It's a lot of hands-on. So
right, and
I really
like
appreciate
the Oregon State University has extensive gardening programs and stuff like that too. I haven't been to them. I don't know. It's a lot of money.
So you have an orchard, which is a draw for some of the swarms. Do you have I don't want to say plant life, but do you have like a flower garden for bees, or
we have a bee garden?
We have a bee garden.
So when we bought our property, there were no fencing, no trees or anything. So we've planted over 500 trees, like pine trees and things like that, around the perimeter of the property. We got our orchard in right away. And we have just about 40 fruit trees in the orchard. And then right by the orchard, I have lots of like herbs. I have raised herb beds and stuff like that. What else do I have? Tons of different berries. I have 2 30-foot raspberry rows. I've had swarms go into the raspberries before. I'm working on 2 more 30-foot raspberry rows. And then I've got like tons of blueberries. I have goji berries, gumi berries, gooseberries. So I'm trying to always add different berries so you can get, you know, different stuff. And I think like having lots of the herbs and stuff, like my
flower.
Yeah, flowers, lots of bulbs. I do have a 70 white lavender growing. So I've got that. And then I do like some raised gardening near my orchard, and then I have like an in the ground garden behind my barn.
So how big is your place?
We are 12 acres.
Wow, you've got a lot of stuff on 12 acres. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So before we moved out here, I did a lot of research, which was the internet wasn't as good as it is now for finding information. So I knew like how I wanted the fencing done. And so I did, well, my husband mainly did the fencing. Excuse me. But I wanted an alleyway down the middle of the property so that you could rotate the animals through the alleyway into new pastures when you needed to do that. So we did that. Like what type of cows I wanted, what type of pigs I wanted, what type of watering system for the pigs. Like, so I did a lot of research, what type of goats I wanted, you know.
That's good, because when we moved out here on our place, I mean, it was big, it's big, but we knew where we had to put our house because of the well and whatever, because we're on well water. But everything else,
septic tank was there.
In the septic tank. But everything else was not really hit and miss.
It was raw land.
But we just, we didn't really plan it out. We did more planning when we put in our hot wire fencing because we knew.
Well, when we first moved here, I went to Carter College to get a degree in agriculture, so we knew what we were doing.
True, but as
And
far as
we did crops when we first moved here. We
right,
eat soybeans and corn.
Okay, that's
but
cool.
then we changed over to the cows as we got older, and all we wanted to do was just
Open gates.
and that's basically what we do. And it's actually not even a gate. Sometimes you just put a hot rope and keep them from, to direct them which way we want them to go. And they're pretty well trained right now. They're, the young ones, are hesitant, but they all go through and they know what they're doing. So that makes it easier.
So we breed 5 mom. So we have Irish Dexter cows, which are smaller, dual purpose type cows that you can butcher or you can milk. Well, you have to train them obviously, but
Right.
that's the cows that we have. And so we intentionally breed in August. We have a bull, and he usually hangs out with like one of the girls, one of the mamas. And then, like, how do I explain this? So last year's babies are all together. They stay together,
Right.
Throughout the next 2 years. And then the year before's babies, same thing. So they, and then we kind of separate the other 4 moms in 2 different areas. So we've kind of, got them.
Yeah. That's good.
And then in the middle is kind of like where, like the orchard and the house, and like there wasn't a house here on this property either. It had a shop, what we call a shop, which was like a 3-car garage.
Uh-huh.
And then it had a pole barn with a lean-to on each side that was open, like there was no sides on it. So we closed in both sides of it and made stalls with slider doors on the inside, and there's like bars, like we put bars for the sliders because we had 4 horses when we first moved here.
Right.
And then we knocked down walls, but turned the pole barn into a barn, So now we just, we don't do the horses anymore. Just
right. Just
yeah.
So on your good honey years, do you it's all in your pantry, or do you sell it or share it out, or do you know?
I share a little bit of it out. We put some up in the pantry, and then I sell it as well.
Do you measure the moisture content in it?
I don't, but that would be really cool.
Yeah, I just bought a spectrometer.
Yeah. I'd like to get one of those heat trace thingies where you can see where the cluster of bees are in the hive, like in the winter.
Infrared camera type thing.
Yeah,
that's the heat set. Yeah, I haven't bought one of those, but I just bought a spectrometer. I think it's called spectrometer that tells you the moisture content.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to put up honey that's too wet, because they don't want it to ferment.
Mm-hmm.
So
my honey usually crystallizes after a certain amount of time, and I think it's just because of the temperature ups and downs in the house, during the winter. So
yeah. I watched a video the other day.
Hey, Derek.
Don't remember who it was. I was going to try and remember, but it was a January video, and she was going to go out and check her bees. And I thought, holy crap, Jerry wouldn't even do that, with the temperatures. Yeah. And she was walking through snow that was about knee high. She had talked about walking in snow that was like thigh high, a few days back. I thought, how's she going to do this? Well, she pulled out her stethoscope, and that's what Jerry did that first time he checked them. Yeah. So because I was thinking she's going to check her bees to see if they're alive, she's going to be opening the boxes or something.
Yeah, you don't want to do that when it's cold or raining.
Right.
Yeah, I took my stethoscope and put it on there, and I couldn't hear nothing of the wood. But then I moved it to the scene where the filter pad was, and I could hear them buzzing in there. And I said, okay, they're alive. 'Cause I didn't see them for about
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah.
And I thought, oh man, I wonder if I could. Because my main goal this year was just to keep them alive. If I just
Yeah.
keep them alive, that's the main thing.
Yeah. Well, I think that a couple of the hives that didn't overwinter this year, even though we were pretty warm and not very rainy this winter, I mean, we got like 5 inches of snow one time that lasted a day and a half.
Yeah.
Weird winter. But I think it's because they came late. They were swarms that came in real late, and they were not very big, so they didn't have a whole lot of time to,
Get
build up.
acclimated.
Yeah.
Well, so you don't feed your bees at all?
What the first year that I had, the first and second year in the spring, I would feed them a lot of sugar water, but I don't do that anymore because I'm I don't know, I'm doing it kind of more natural, I guess.
Right.
They
do make it or they don't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this particular lady, she knew with the stethoscope that out of her 6, she lost 2 hives.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't hear anything at all, but the other ones she did. So
right. Yeah. So
Lynette Lawrence.
Yeah.
I figure if I have a lot of like herbs and things like that growing around, that is good. Like I don't typically collect my honey until the fall, early fall, because I like having the pollen and everything from the spring, all the way through mixed into that batch or, whatever I get from collecting the honey.
Right.
Oh, Gary, welcome in.
But I do render the wax as well, which means you clean it. So you just take all the wax, scrape it off the frames or wherever, and it's gross. Like there's bee body parts all up in it, and it's just it's dirty. It's nasty. And I just put it in a big kettle with some water, and I slowly cook it down, and then once I turn it off once it's all melted, and then the yucky stuff goes to the bottom of it, and then I scrape off the bad stuff. Hold on just a second. I could grab a piece and show you.
Who said big puppy?
Jennifer.
Oh yeah,
she's up.
That's our baby goat that I bottle feed, and she just woke up right before the live and wanted to be fed. Now she's running around, so we're letting her run around so she'll wear herself out so she'll sleep all night.
She wears.
How come she's inside the house? Was she sick?
She bottle feed. Mama didn't. We had a set of twins, 2 females, and the mama didn't take care of them. And it was cold outside, so Susan brought them in so they wouldn't die. And one, she was barely making it. She was barely able to even to cry.
This one.
Yeah, Kitty here was. And I bottle fed her and got her back up with a syringe, got her back up going again. And the other one I thought was going to make it too, but the other one just took a turn and passed. And I kept her alive. So we're, I just can't take her out there and just leave her out there because she's just barely starting to eat grain and hay. So she's only 3 months.
Her mama probably wouldn't want her now anyway.
Oh no, Mom. She was out the other day. We took her out the other day and put her in the pen with all the goats and stuff. And my grandson took her out there and was standing with her, and she was walking around him. The other goats walked up to her. She looked at them like, "Get the heck away from me!" and turned around and walked away. And then I walked out to see what she was doing. As soon as she saw me, she ran to the gate, squeezed through the gate and the post to get to me, and then she just followed me around the farm.
Yeah, you're the mama.
Yeah. So she's
We had a disastrous year last year.
Yeah, bad years.
We had one out of I don't know, I can't remember, 8 or 9, something like that. And I promised myself that it was going to be a better year. And so Robert and I made maternity areas with huts, and then they had a cattle panel or a goat panel, circular, and moms were pinned up with the babies for
about 5-6 days.
Yeah.
And that's what I've seen throughout a lot of channels last year and this year is a lot of goat and sheep loss.
Yeah. Well,
it was bad last year.
This year we lost her twin sister, but she was cleaning up her when I found her, and I had already picked up the other one that she'd left in the other paddock because they can go in and out between paddocks, and left her over by the hay and the horse. and I brought them in because it was cold.
It was
was
like
cold.
in the 20s.
And we got them all warmed up,
Nice.
and I put the shirts on them. I had little kid shirt sweaters, and I took them both back out with Mom for the night. And I, put them in the pen and closed them up, made sure they were inside with her. She knew it there. She acknowledged it. She didn't like just totally ignore them. But when I went out the next morning, one was laying kind of like in a where it was wet, and they were outside of the hut. And I couldn't.
She wasn't being mom enough.
She wasn't being mom enough to either one of them. So I brought them both in, and we talked about trying to put them back out again, but the
weather just wasn't good enough.
Temperatures dropped on us. And I said,
we were down in single digits, and I thought there's no way if the mother wasn't taking to them when there was 20 degrees, there's no way she's going to take to them when there's, in the single digits.
No. And then after so much time, she's going to be like, I done forgot about them. But so
it's better to say, at least I saved one.
So in the kettle, of course, I've broken off part of this, but it melts, and you let it cool overnight in your kettle, your wax, right? And most of the icky stuff goes on the bottom. Well, you can see right here. And you just scrape that stuff off and compost it or whatever. And you just keep doing that until you get it fairly clean, where there's not a whole bunch of, stuff in it. And then I got this, it's messy because it's got wax in it. This silicone mold, which makes 1 ounce gold bars.
There we go. We're back in the gold business.
Yep. So I took mine and stuck it in a crock pot with cheesecloth in the bottom of it, and heated it all up in the crock pot, got it all liquefied, and then I pulled. And this is really old wax.
Yeah.
So I pulled it up and squeezed out the wax out of it, and set that cheesecloth aside, and then I poured it into a 5-gallon bucket with water in it, and it did the same thing. I got a nice round thing out there, but I used that cheesecloth to light my fire in my potbelly stove. Works great.
Yeah. So I like this silicone mold because I have people who go fishing. I have people who are bow hunters and different things like that like to buy those, for the wax.
What do they use the wax of fishing for?
I don't know. Maybe it's not for fishing. Maybe it's for rifle hunting. I don't know. Something.
Interesting. So
now, what do you have in your orchard?
40 trees, she said.
I know. What kind of trees?
Let's see. I have a yellow. What are the yellow apples called?
Golden Delicious.
Yeah, Golden Delicious. I have a map. I don't even know where. So I mapped out all the trees, but I don't have it. I have some Fuji.
A lot of apple trees, huh?
Yeah, lots of apple trees. I have lots of plum trees. I have some peach trees. But I'd like to get some a few nut trees as well, so that I can make flour if I need to make flour.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do some air grafting and stuff, so I can air graft some of my fruit trees and make more fruit trees and plant more food.
You're just busy.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Always going. So
yeah. We started our fruit tree or our orchard. They're not even an orchard yet because they're still in pots, but kind of late. But sometimes that happens. But anyway, we had to replace 6 trees.
4 trees we had to replace.
4 trees we had to replace from last year. The first year they did good when we got them.
And then last year we had a real nice, we thought spring coming on, and then it got cold, and some of the trees that had already had buds on them and stuff ended up dying because it just that cold snap. Cold snap.
Oh, yeah. Now see, that'll happen like if they're already budding and you get a cold snap, they won't fruit, or you'll hardly get any fruit. But fruit trees also go in 7s. So like the first year you hardly get anything, and every year for 7 years you get more and more and more, and then after year 7 it kind of starts over again, where it's a little bit. That's what they were
saying on that chart. That's what that meant. We have them in the big mineral cattle mineral tubs.
Mhm.
That's what they've been in for 2 years, and we know that this is the third year for
Hey, Ralph.
most of them.
Yeah,
gotta
so
get out.
every year I use the organic Job's little stake thingies
Uh-huh.
for fruit trees. So I'll put one in for every tree, and then I do probably about 4 to 6 inches of compost around it, and then I'll put like a mulch on top of that. And then we have like little soaker hoses that individually drip
Mm-hmm.
to each tree, because dragging the hose around is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
In your orchard, yeah, mine's just right out in front of my porch, so it's not.
Well,
too-
that's not
too-
orchard. That's just where we have them.
Yeah, too bad, but
Our orchard is going to be 120 feet long by 85 feet wide.
Okay.
And I
So-
figured if we put 4 trees in a row,
I don't know how big my orchard is.
and
I'm
I figured
trying
we
to
put
think.
36
36. We can go up to 36.
200 in one direction, and the other direction I'm going to guess about 200.
Okay.
So like 200 by
And
200.
how far apart do you have them? We're going to plant our trees 15 feet apart.
Yep, that's what we did.
That's
So
cool,
we have them like we have 5 going like in a row, 5, 5, 5, 5, kind of like that. So
If y'all don't have the giveaway word in, you should pop it in now because we're going to be doing that.
Yep, we're
pretty
going to be doing
quick.
that real quick here. If you want to hang on, Heather, I'm going to go in there into the other room. We'll pop this up here. Everybody get a chance. Let's go ahead and do it right now. Oh, yeah. This is what we're giving away tonight.
In honor of
Hold on, I have to do this, I think.
in honor of the beekeepers.
Share.
ooh, this will be exciting.
Well, it's beekeepers would like a lot of different stuff.
I don't know if you guys can you see that?
Oh, those are cool. Now
Okay,
see,
there you go.
that's something I wish I could make.
Yeah, so everybody can. So it'll be good for everybody.
So that's what we're giving away tonight.
It's a set of
really
5.
It's a set of 5. And take this down. I'm putting this picture down. I can bring it back up if you guys want to see it again, but take it down right now. And this is the word. And I'm going to go in the other room and
Take your friend with you.
no, she's. I'm gonna leave her here.
Take your friend.
They're utensils, and they're made from bamboo. So I think if you treat them like you would any kind of wooden spoon, they'll last you for a while. But
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
they were kind of cute. I like wooden spoons.
Those are neat. Yeah, that's something that I would really like to be able to do is wood carving some spoons.
Yeah, and then you'd have to go and laser on them. Also, you'd have to put some,
Yeah.
wood.
I don't have the money to get the equipment. So
I know we don't either.
Okay. We have 22 out of 32. Anybody else want to get in and get your make it one word?
I had to enter. Sorry.
Lynette Lawrence, type in one word. You can't type it in?
I did.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
One word, it's a time change with no spaces, guys. So if you give you a couple of seconds to retype it in, Lynette.
Yep. So I make candles and stuff like that as well with my wax.
So with
23.
all these things you do you have to like mentally plan out your schedule? You're going to do this on certain days, or depending on what the weather's doing and all that kind of stuff, or do you just
My day is a busy day.
act?
So
Yeah.
I have like my basic things that I have to like do in the morning and
Right.
do like with the animals in the morning.
Right.
And like the cows, we were feeding them twice a day when it was colder out, but now it's once a day. But pretty soon when the light is light longer in the evening, my husband will take over feeding the cows, so I won't have to do that part. But all the other things like making YouTube videos, showing up on people's lives for,
Yeah.
YouTube and, like all like I have to plan
Yeah.
like everything out, but it's kind of like a little here, a little there, like throughout the day.
Yeah.
I can't work a full day on just a thing.
Right. No, I get you. I have to, I do things in blocks of an hour, like especially when I'm in the house. so that I make sure everything's getting done. And right
Right.
now I have to, now that gardening's starting to come up and the days are getting nice out there, hopefully, I'll want to be outside more. And so unfortunately, my quilting goes to the sideways on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't like to, I can't do it at night, and I don't like to do it at night. I'm a TV buff. And so that's when the crocheting and the knitting come. And then,
Don't get me started on that TV buff stuff.
yeah. And then I try to do
She
a little
starts
bit
a
of
new series of something almost every week.
Eh.
All right, we got 25 in here, so
Okay, hit it.
let's hit the spinner. Here we go. 3, 2,
Who's
1.
gonna get it?
Good luck, good luck, good luck.
Belt loop.
Belt loop, of
Woo,
course.
woohoo! Now he's gonna remember this live forever and ever.
I
He
know.
remembers it anyways. I talk to him all the time.
Oh,
Harry, I'll get that out to you this week.
that's cool.
They're for Tammy, okay?
Hey, there's lots of Heathers in here today.
Yeah, Heather Langstrom pops in every once in a while. She used to.
What?
next-
Aw. That's so sweet. Thank you, Belt Loop.
What?
Oh, he's giving them to Heather.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so I'll
Thank
change
you
it.
so much.
Cool.
Hey,
He,
you want to
he,
move over?
I will make sure I cook with them.
he won't say so, but he is a good guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't tell Devil Dog that though.
Okay, so next week's word is going to be, because it is St. Patrick's Day, leprechaun.
Ugh.
Ooh, leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
Oh, wow.
Leprecchaun. Leprechaun.
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 But yeah, so I use the wax to do salves and things like that, and bowl covers, and
Oh, that's what I want to do. Bowl covers, and I want to make a bread bags. Or I saw somebody do what they call bentos, bento. They're the
Oh, I haven't seen
Japanese.
those.
It's long, and it's a way you fold it.
Oh,
They
you'll have to make one so I can see.
yeah, the Japanese do that. They take their lunches in bentos, and I thought that was interesting.
Oh, I think I know
Good.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, wrote it down.
Yeah, it's like it wraps
Yeah,
around
right.
the sandwich or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But this is long. This one you make long, and I think I saved. I think I wrote down the channel I saw it on. But you make it long, and it's so wide, and then it's just some seams up and down. And
I have a question.
what?
If we're doing Leprechaun, are we giving green beer away next week?
No. Well, that could be a good
You
joke.
could add some green dye in there.
Yeah.
Green beer.
or green honey. Green honey.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Anyway.
you could do that too.
So, well, this has been really fun, Heather. I appreciate you coming on and talking with
Yeah.
us tonight.
About 10 minutes left.
I know. I'm just,
Oh.
making sure I say, I don't want to forget. I always forget to thank the moderators. So I wanted to be sure I thanked our guests
This
for
is another
coming
one right
on.
there. Elfin's fish tank.
Yeah, there's been some different people
Eli's
on
fish
here.
tank. Yeah, we got a lot of different people tonight. That's really cool.
Well, and
Hey,
there's Jesse and
there's
Lisa.
Jesse and Lisa.
Nah,
Started
started
over.
together.
That's called rewind.
Yeah,
Go back and
Replay.
watch the replay.
replay. Okay, so
Yeah.
Heather, I'll get these out to you this week.
Oh, thank you. That's cool.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you, Heather, for that apron you made for Susan, because
Yeah,
she really liked it and she
Yeah.
was surprised.
yeah.
Yeah,
Even though
that was
even though I think she had an idea, but she
No, I had none. I swear.
okay.
I
Well,
swear on my mom who's still alive.
okay. Anyway,
I was
she
like-
yeah,
I was like, Jan, tell Jerry without Susan knowing that I sent it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They talk all the
we
time.
talk all
so-
the time. We're matter of fact, we're going to go to Jan
I'm
and
like,
Kevin's
'cause,
place on Wednesday.
I didn't want to email you just in case.
Yeah.
No, he has he takes care of that email, the Yahoo one, and I don't even get into that one at all. And then they talk all the time, so I wouldn't have, and I'm here or outside, so no,
It worked out pretty
love
good.
It did. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the
It-
fabric on that looked kind of like vintagey to me.
Yes.
And I thought, and I had just gotten it not too long before Jerry asked, and I'm like, and she likes chickens, and I'm like, okay, this is the
Yep.
one.
That's an easy one, right?
Where you
Right.
going?
Yeah. I used to collect a lot of bird houses because our first
Well, you said birds.
well, yeah, we raised birds and everything, but our AOL address was B Birdhouse. And
We used
so
to have canaries and parakeets and cockatiels and ducks and
yeah, but
all
That is
kinds of parrots and
I've always liked chickens, and we even had chickens in our at our house in San Diego.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they are a favorite. They
I
are
have a question for you guys. What made you guys decide to move from
San
yeah,
Diego.
from out there to where you're at now?
you want to do it? A good friend I had in San Diego moved out here because his dad was from this area. And so he would every other year, I would come out here or he would come out back to San Diego. And because we were good friends and we bowled together. We went to I did some college out in San Diego together. And I liked the area. I liked the weather. And
And you did come out in the summertime when it was hot
Right.
and humid. So that was a good thing.
right. And I could read the writing on the wall what was happening in California, how it was getting to be
Yeah.
outrageous price wise,
Yeah.
how things were going to change, and I didn't think it was going to change for the better. And so I said to Susan, I said, we got to start looking for land out there. And my job was changing, out there also. So we looked for land, and I would come out here on Thursday on San Diego Thursday, and I was a sales rep, so I could do a lot of my work in the car driving. And we drove out here 24 hours straight. Now Susan didn't come with me, but my other friend came out with me. And then we would go around and look at all this property that my friend who lived here would set up for us to look at. And so we go around, look around property, and we came across this actually it was 90 acres. And when I looked at it, and I said, well, hey, this is something we can turn over real quick to get animals on it right away. And my best friend and I were going to raise horses before the horse market dropped out. We were going to raise paint horses.
Yeah.
Well, when we came out here to buy the property, the horse market dropped out of the bottom like anything. I mean, horses you couldn't even give them away; they were so bad. Yeah. And I looked at this property, and we went and talked to the owner that was selling it, and he said there's 26.6 acres attached to it. And I said, and he said, write me an offer for the whole amount.
Well, you said you wanted the right.
I said, I said, I want first refusal rights. When you sell that, I sell that 26.6
because it was actually behind, this long strip, and it was actually behind what we were buying, so it made sense.
Yeah, so he said, just make me an offer on the full amount. So I made him an offer on the full amount, and he jumped for it. So, I'm glad we moved out of San Diego because the house we had lived in, we went back 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? We went back 2, 3.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years ago. And the prices of the houses had, across the street from where we used to live, a lady that was living there sold her house for $685,000.
I can't imagine buying a house for that.
It was just ridiculous. Prices are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Well, and I think about like the prices that are here in Oregon for what we could get like over where you guys are, or not even North Carolina anymore, but kind of like, around you guys and stuff. It's like, wow, I could get so much land.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's why we bought 126, because we could get 126 acres for 116 acres for less than $200,000.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Of course, it's raw. It was raw land. There was no fencing on it to speak of. There was, no houses or anything like that. So it
was just cropland.
Yeah, it's just basically cropland, and it used to be an old dairy. So all
that's what ours was too at one time. Really. It was
there was a dairy barn on it, which was falling down, but it was fences were all bad and everything. So we bought it and just started little by little working on it and changed it where we want. And when I first moved here, I went to Crowder and got a degree in agriculture so I could do the crops. And I was throwing crops. I was staying up till midnight at night to get up the next morning, going back to school. And I told Susan, I said, you know what? I can't. I was over 50 when I was going to school. I can't keep doing this. There's no way I can keep going on and cropping it and, planting and harvesting and, all that stuff. There's a lot more work into crops than there's cows.
Yeah.
And I said, let's changes over to, all cows and stuff, and we can just have paddocks out here. And so we went to the NRCS, and they wrote up a contract for us and of how to do it and what to do. And it's,
We did it.
and we did it,
Well, and we were also in our 50s when we moved out here. So,
Right.
we were thinking retirement as well, what we were going to do. And we knew there's no way we really wanted to stay in San Diego, the city part, and be retired because there's just nothing. And then to buy property, even.
Well, we knew that if you had property, you'd stay if you stay busy, you stay young.
But we couldn't afford it. And just no
Yeah,
way.
yeah. We looked at 10 acres up in Julian, which is east of San Diego, up in the mountains. And for 10 acres, it was almost $800,000. Then we thought, there's no way.
Yeah. So just about 12 years ago, we paid $300 for the 12 with nothing. So we had the pole barn.
Right.
And we had the 3-car garage, no house. It did have a septic in it, but we ended up having to add another septic for the house. But it's they piped the new septic over to the old septic, which is still good. So when it's overflow, it goes over to that. Cool. But yeah, and then it had a sand water filtration system in a well. So that was already there, and it had power. So
yeah.
Well, we had our property has 2 wells on it. The one that's here at the house is over 300 feet deep, and the other one we don't know how deep it is. But there used to be the Neosho Concrete and Block Company used to be on the site where we live, and they used to make blocks here, concrete blocks here. And a guy told me that they used to pull 800 gallons a minute out of the well that we're using. But he said that they were a lot farther down because our well is sitting at 200 feet now. We used to sit at 160, and I moved it down to 200. And
our well is deep. Our well is 460 feet deep, but it's in a what do you call it? Aquifer or natural spring kind of thing down there. So the water is really good.
Yeah, we're sitting on an aquifer here too. So, but that's we've had some luck, I would say for on what we bought and stuff because originally we looked at a place. It was in Rolling Hills. It was 160 acres, and the guy wanted more money than I thought was worth, and I just said no, I'm not paying. He wanted $240,000. I said I'll give you $200,000 for the 160 acres. He said no. I said well, it's all trees. And it was.
I looked online and I found a little farmhouse, and it was only I think 800 square feet for this little tiny farmhouse, and it was 60 acres, and it was 150,000. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
You can find you can find places like that still, but the problem is a lot of them are so they let them go and they're so wooded.
Well, yeah, they need work.
I'm sorry.
They would need work, right?
Yeah. There's always that you have to be willing to do some work on it, and if you're willing to do work, you still find some pretty good deals.
Yeah.
But that's our story.
Yep.
And that's
why we're here. And I don't miss. I mean, I was born and raised in California, and I don't miss anything about it. No. I never liked the beach because I don't like the sand. So
the beaches are cold here, so I don't go very often.
Yeah. The weather's different.
Yeah, the
beaches. Big exposition. Welcome in. Anyway, so you have anything else?
I think I'm good.
Well, thank you, Heather. Thank you for all the moderators for watching the chat for us. And I don't know if we missed anybody. If we missed anybody, we apologize.
We say hi.
And hope to see you guys. You guys got the word for next week.
Leprechaun.
And maybe I'll be drinking green beer. Anyway, so we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, sure will. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Heather, so much.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Have a good week.
And we're gonna go out with playing our song. See you guys.
From the west coast to Missouri's land, we built this life with our own two hands. Cattle, goats, and donkeys too. Horses and llamas, we're a farm that grew. Chickens clucking, dogs running free. This is the place we're meant to be. Let the stinging begin, we're be owners now. Through the ups and downs, we make it somehow. The good, the bad, the pretty, the pain. These are the golden days we claim. Mother Family Farm, it's where we win. Let the stinging begin. Sunrise hits, chores on the list. Bowling lanes at night, wood crafts we twist. Jerry's on the forge, Susan's quilting art. Robert's gaming strong, each plays their part. With every day new stories unfold. Living life, it never gets old. Let the stinging begin, we're be owners now. Through the ups and downs, we make it somehow. The good, the bad, the pretty, the pain. These are the golden days we claim. Mother Family Farm, it's where we win. Let the stinging begin.